Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Showcase on Elden Ring. For a third item, I figured I'd go for a nice powerful item that people want to see. It's probably been covered to hell and back already, but no matter. Let's talk about the Blade of Night and Flame. Visually, there's no real comparison because this blade's missing a spine. It's very well oriented and with gold highlights. Very neat looking. But yeah, it's a pretty powerful weapon. If you don't know, that is. Probably do, but no matter. Let's go on the description. Well, I'm not really going to go over the description right now. I'll say that for the review, but the unique skill, Night and Flame stance. Yeah, it's a little broken. At least with the current build. They might nerf it in the future. They might not. I'm not sure what FromSoft does. They must have known that it was going to be overpowered when they introduced it. But no matter. But then again, to get that power, you need a very specific build. Mainly a spellcaster, which is a bit of an oxymoron when you're wielding a sword. Although such builds do exist. Had to respect in order to wield it properly. Okay, but enough gathering about that. Let's talk about these stats. Well, just to wield the thing, you probably don't have the build, maybe you do. But you need quite a bit of intelligence and faith, 24 both. And then you need 12 strength, 12 dexterity. But anyway, physical, well, you can see that I've already upgraded to level 10, so don't worry about the damage value. I'm still getting that review build, but it scales with both physical, magic, and fire. And as you see, I'm not quite at my review build, but I'm at level 140. But I'm getting there, and that's quite a bit of damage already. Scaling wise, you can see the strength and dexterity are D, they started as E, and intelligence and faith started as a C, but now it's a B. But yeah, and you can see the stance only takes 19 TP and 23. For the damage output, this is a very low cost energy or magic amount. And I guess I will speak about the damage negation. It's pretty piss poor. It blocks magic and fire better than physical, though I would never use this to block. But no matter. I should at least mention that when upgrading this weapon, you can only use somber smithing stones. That is also an issue, and because of that, it's basically the Twinkling Titanite from Dark Souls, if you didn't know. That means that this cannot be, the stance cannot be changed. It cannot be infused with any gems. It's treated as a unique weapon. So that already helps it a little bit, but luckily it's powerful enough by itself to make up for that. But enough of that, let's go on to some animations. Alright, the Sword of Night and Flame. Well, it borrows the straight sword moveset, so you got a 4-hit combo, which is, or 5-hit combo, I apologize, for the basic attack. So nothing truly new there. Power attack wise is the 2-hit combo with the jab and uppercut swing, both pretty much ripped straight from Dark Souls 3. Alright, next we have the crouch moves. Now when crouching, the basic attack is the stab. Well, the quick too, I like that one, I use it a lot. The power attack is non-existent for crouching, as I'm showing here, just immediately goes to this normal one. Alright. Next we got the sprint attack, which is a quick swipe, which I also use quite often, because that swipe, as I found, is actually slightly stronger than your basic attack. Just slightly, though. And there's the power attack variant, which you bring your blade, bring down an opponent. Pretty much would break this sword in real life if you did that. Without its spine, that is. Then the step back attack, you can see, is a quick overhead swipe. Can't say I ever make use of that too much. And the backstep power attack is non-existent, as I show. Alright, next we have the jumping attack. Well, it's pretty much a baseless swing, if you will. And the power attack is very similar to the sprint attack. You just bring the blade overhead. Next we got the rolling attack, which is a roll and a jab. Very nice, I use it a lot in the PvP sections. And you can see the power attack version does not exist. It's just basic power attack. Alright, I think I'll move on to two-handed. So the basic attack is the 2-hit combo, which it's kind of like more of a 6-hit combo, but repeats the first two steps almost identically. But both overhead and below hand swings. The power attack version is a 2-hit combo with side swiping and followed with an uppercut. Alright. Go into the crouch attack, and really it's the same thing as the single-handed version. You just stab, except with 2 hands. Almost no different. And like before, the power attack version does not exist. Up next. Okay, let's go with a backstab attack here. You see it's a rapid uppercut. Can't say I ever make use of that move too often. But oh well. And again, the power attack version does not exist for these damn step back moves. So let's have it. Okay. For the two-handed normal swing, it's basically again like the normal version. And same thing goes for the power attack version. It's just two-handed variants. Same maneuvers, same speed, same distance. Okay, moving on from that, we got the rolling stab, which is the light attack. I like that one. Alright. Let's see, we also got the rolling power attack, which again, you can see doesn't really exist. Getting sick of that term yet. Okay, then we got the sprint attack, which is used to bring your blade upon your enemy with the light attack, and the sprinting has a power attack variant. You do a very heavy swipe. It's pretty much putting your whole body into it. Alright, I think that's all the basic on-foot ones. Let's go on to horse. Now, when you mount your horse, you've got the basic straight sword attacks. You got the basic swiping on the right side, and of course you can do it on the left side as well. It has pretty much the same range, same arch. Alright, then you got the power attack, which, as much as a quick, you can actually hold it here, and you can ride by enemies, and swipe them, without actually having to hit them with the actual swing. I particularly don't like that attack too much. I'd rather just do the swipe, but no matter. Let's go into the part you guys want, the stance. The basic stance, when you assume it, you're showing that you mean business, and the light attack summons a great beam. You might as well be Goku summoning a Kamehameha wave. And the power attack summons a literal wall of flame. Alright, now I'll turn on the HUD for you guys. You can see the consumption of FP. I have no modifier, so this is the raw consumption. So you can see I don't have that much FP to spare, but these attacks don't consume all that much, all things considered, compared to some of the more powerful spells out there. So that beam hits several times a second. I think it's up to 8 times if you take the full brunt of the thing, where the flame ball hits you once. So yeah, that beam, I get through so many enemy shields, both humanoid and not. Range, though, can be a bit tricky, and same thing goes for the flame. The arch could be a little wonky if enemies are in different elevation. But yeah, it's all pretty damn handy and neat. I've two-shotted many bosses with this. And if you get a Mimic, the Mimic Ashes, if you know what I'm talking about, well, your Mimic can also use these moves. And as you're seeing, once you're out of FP, you very awkwardly swing and jab your sword. You can still hit enemies with it, but why would you use that? Now, you want to know where to find this? Go with I believe the Kriya Manor. I think that's how it's pronounced. Oh well. And where you want to go is that little place right beside the icon, right here. You gotta go on the ramparts, and you can just fall onto the building from the roof. Go down inside, you can easily get it. It's only a small walk off the main path you gotta take inside the place anyway. Very easy to get. Alright, let's use it a little bit in combat. Using it mounted, of course your weapons are naturally stronger mounted, and it's very easy to swipe by enemies as I demonstrated. And even the light attack is also nice, quick and swiping. I usually abuse that light attack a lot. But the stance though, the stance is quite something else. You can occasionally wait till you line up a bunch of enemies, and you can shoot right through them. That beam punches right through. And when you have too many in front of you, you just use the wall of flame. What really is just a mob wiper, is what this is. Too many times have I had just too many enemies in front of me, one swash of flame and they're all dead. Mind you, to get this kind of power you need a lot of intelligence and faith. Right now I'm rocking 40 of both. And without that, it kind of wanes a little bit. And should go without saying, the flame is deprived of faith. Now, getting through a shield to create stance break, there's a problem with that. As you noticed, it does magic damage, which goes through shields. I have not found any enemy that's really patient enough for me to whack on a shield enough. And actually, even these dudes here who wield only great shields, I cut through them in 2 hits. So you'll have to wait until the review build is ready to get a proper get a proper count on how many strikes it takes. So I do apologize about that. In this case, I am too strong in the first playthrough. But let's show against some low-level trolls here, as I learned they're called. Giants, trolls, what difference to make. But yeah, a single beam wipes out one of them, one shot. And I mentioned before, I have 2-shotted mini bosses. Not the weak bosses, bosses where I'm around the Atlas Plateau. It's too powerful. The Flame one's not as powerful, but you can hit a wide group of enemies. It's a little unfair, this blade is. And maybe some people criticize, well, it makes Elden Ring too easy. Well, I'm trying to get through the game as fast as possible to get that review build ready. You can see even with the swiping, that magic and fire damage is just too much for a lot of enemies to handle. That's across, doesn't matter, I'm showing the early area, high-end areas, I still feature no trouble. So yeah, weapon's a little OP in my opinion there. Should you get it? Well, it's really up to you. In order to properly build it, you may have to respec, which you can look up how to do that. It's in the Academy. It's a short answer, so I won't give you any spoilers. But the weapon is really useful, it's powerful, and everyone should enjoy it at least once or twice. That said, is it the strongest weapon in the game? Well, it's arguable. Again, it's all really dependent on your build. If you're a strength and dexterity person, this weapon is essentially useless, because you can't even wield it properly, you can't even use those moves. Now, I was originally wielding just dexterity and a bit of strength. So, like I said, I had to respec in order to wield it. So worth it? In my opinion, yes, if you want to get the game to be easier. But I understand that's not for everyone. But that's been Showcase for today. I'd like to thank you guys for watching and hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there. I'll have another video next week.